So how I got to this point, I left the seminar. We're still in touch. I send him my charts daily just so he can see it. And because once you get to that point, management is really important, and that's some of the hardest stuff to do. You know, you're looking at these trades and the field's starting to go flat, and you're like, well, I expected to go down here, but the rules say to get out here. You know, you kind of, it becomes a little bit of an art and a science at that point. But that fear of loss is still there. You want it all, and you want it fast, and you start with 10 contracts like I did, and it really become objective and back away and think that way. You're just afraid to lose, especially when you're backed up like that, and it affects your decisions. And so that's really, you know, that's how I got to this point. Was I took these information to start, you know, trading the simple breakouts, taking the layup trades, being satisfied with 2 and 3 points, learning how to deal with loss. That came along the way. He gave me the additions, you know, the backup trades, a little bit more theory, a little bit different way to look at the market, bouncing off areas and when to get aggressive and when not, stuff that I was not doing. And I took all of that and I sim traded for 2 years of taking those trades.
This wasn't, sorry to interrupt, but it wasn't 2 years complete, right? It was like doing 2-3 replays a day where you just did that amount of time and, you know, however months or whatever, right?
Yep. So I took this new strategy and 2 to 3 points, maybe 4.5 if the trade and backup work perfectly. So I took that and I said, okay, I'm gonna take my amount of savings that I have, because I'm thinking the whole time, how can I do this full time? How would this look? You know, if I just said the heck with it, I'm going. You know, I've done this long enough. You know, I either have to do this now or never. So I went back and I sim traded every single day for 2 years, and I had days where, and months where, yeah, you broke even. I think 2 months I lost like $400, and then some months I made $20,000. And I'm like, all right, well, I can see over the course of each quarter, you know, I'm averaging about 8,000 a month. I can live on that. I can deal with that as long as I can control myself and understand that this is a longer term view of things. So that's how I started. You know, I took all my savings and everything and bought into that plan and just developed this belief that this can be done. So it started. Came out of the gate swinging, you know, 10 contracts, 10 backed up. I think I made $7,000 the first week that I was trading. Oh, dude, I mean, this is, yeah.
This is easy.
But
why isn't everybody
that's what I'm
doing
talking
this?
about. But what did he tell me? You know, throughout me sending him charts, and I would take one trade and one backup, and I would lose, and I would stop. He would say, "Look, dude, you got to trade. You got to trade more. You can't take a 3.5 point loss and not give yourself an opportunity to come back." Because there were times when I would take a dumb trade to start and market defeat and set up, and I could have had that back and made money. Well, July came rolling around after my, you know, $7,000.
The good old summer volume.
Holy smoke! I mean, it was just like I felt like the biggest idiot on the planet, and I had a week where, you know, I almost lost every day, and even the winners were small.
Yeah.
And so then what happened? You know, the psychology starts messing with you.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, look, man, you got to pay bills. You got stuff. You got to make some money. So, I backed up. I regrouped a little bit. This is about confidence. This is about a belief that it works. And if you're just taking one trade and one big loss, it affected me. It affected my decision making.
Yeah, big time.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
Because when you look at a spreadsheet and you see a string of $1,000 losses, it's not good for your psychology. Then you start not to like what you're doing. Not that I'm there, or not that happened to me, but I was definitely worried. And I sent an email and said, "Hey, I'm worried." And what, you know, is a great way back and said, listen, I've done the numbers on these myself. These work. And I know you're going to be fine. I know you're going to be fine. You know, just relax.
And then June
Back
comes
up.
around, or it was August comes around.
Oh, I mean, August, I'm at 24 points right now, just in August. But what happened was I risked more than I should have at the wrong time.
Right.
And now, you know, I'm in a, I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda, of course, but, you know, the second I backed up my plan and chose to reduce the contract size, the market has moved like exactly the way I wanted to. And I'm sitting here looking at this thing, it's like, you knew I was gonna, just evil. But you know what? Throughout all this, there's a great lesson to be learned, and that is, if you risk more than you know you really should, it's going to affect your decision making, and you're not going to be able to pull the trigger when you need to. And that's what I told. Said that's exactly what's happening to me. I know how to take these trades. I know what to do. I just need to be confident, and I need to have my decision making just down, you know, and just be able to pull the trigger when I need to. So I reduced it from 10 to 2. So now I can take almost 3 stops with the trades and backups. Which, look, if 3 of those fail, you don't need to be trading.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't. So
how does it feel? I mean, obviously now you're at a point where I mean, this is the trading is, right? This is what you're going to find, especially in the beginning when you're still kind of feeling it out and you're getting accustomed to the pressure of having to perform every day. How does it feel, that moment when you decided, okay, I'm going all in, I'm quitting my job, and that first time where you're like, this is it. Like, I finally got to the point now where it's like, I have my freedom. You know, I can trade for a living. I can be with my family. You know, I can take care of everything on the honey-do list in the afternoons. You know, how does that feel?
First professional trade was July 16th, and one trade, no backup, no nothing. I took it, 10 contracts, $1,000. I felt like king of the world. And that was the day that I resigned from my job. And I said, I may have, and just like in my sim days, when I was taking strategy and simming and trying to formulate in my mind what this would really be like, you know, living through the ups and downs. And so I'd gone through that mentally before. But you just feel like a new man. You just feel free. You feel good. You feel, you know, you're not owned by anyone anymore. You're just not.
And I'm telling you, Len.
As long as I can continue, you know, to adapt and develop and learn and, you know, do the things I need to do that keep me emotionally stable so that my decision making can stay sharp, then I'll be here forever. And that's satisfying to know.
Just, you know, today is 26th of August, and we saw a huge, really volatile market. That's what I'm peeking at right now. I'll probably maybe share it on the video. But just wait until September, October, when we have that volatility like we had October of last year, when your averages aren't going to be just 4 or 5 points anymore, when they're 10, 15 a day. I mean, you're going to feel amazing. Trust me.
I look forward to those days because you know, you get through some of this stuff, and you know, with kids and responsibilities, you can start to get down that worried and nervous. But if you've done the work yourself and you've gone back and you've back tested and you've seen this stuff work and you put the numbers in black and white for yourself and you tell yourself, look, I have enough savings that if the stuff does hit the fan, I'll be okay. And there are going to be months, just like July, that will happen. And at the end of the day, it's going to be okay because we are going to win this war. You know, we may lose the day or the week or even the month, but we're going to be fine in the long run. And, you know, he probably thinks I'm a head case. And
No, actually, I know he's backwards. I mean, we were sitting there talking about it. He's like, Len's killing it. He's doing a really good job. Yeah, but it's that's what it's about. I always tell people, you can do this on your own if you want to. You don't have to pay a penny, but obviously you're not going to have that support mechanism when that kind of thing happens. And that's one of the reasons when guys like Nikolai and everybody else who convinced me to start teaching again, I was like, okay, we're going to do it right this time. Right? We're going to I'm going to make sure these guys are profitable. Then they're going to train the next group of guys. And in a few years, we're just going to have an army of people, on a blue beach somewhere in the Caribbean with, the kids running around and, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure I did this video with you, because everybody thinks that this is just going to be a walk in the park.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not it's not the same for everybody, right? We might have, a master trader like Jim Steele, 6 weeks, starts trading live, knocks it out the park. Yeah. We might have guys like you as well. You're a family man. You wanted your time to be with your family, and it doesn't go perfectly as planned. But, at the end of the day, you still made it.
No, and that's a great point. And nothing in life, anything that we do is ever going to be perfect. And that's the question that's the thing I kept telling myself was, hey, this is something you really want to do, and it's something you've invested a lot of money and a lot of time.
Yeah, you got to fight for it
to do, and I'm just not going to let it go. I won't ever let it go. And if it's something that I'm going to do, if I want to do it, I'm just going to go ahead and do it and just reverse course or fix it as I go. It will never be perfect. You'll never have perfect months. You'll never have everything, all the stars lined together. You just have to make the decision. Trust yourself, trust the process, trust the work that you put in, and just do it.
Yeah.
If you're in a good position to do it, you just do it.
It wouldn't be worth it if it didn't take work. And at the end of the day, if this was this easy, everybody would be doing it, right?
So it's been a crazy fun experience, and it's just been. I mean, you guys at DTA and everybody at DTA has lived up to everything and more than you guys probably should. So
I appreciate that, Len. I don't think people realize how hard we work. I mean, it's daunting a little bit sometimes, but when I talk to a guy like you and you tell me your story and what you're doing now, it makes it all worth it, to be honest with you.
It's got to, and I hope it does make you guys feel great, because without you, you can't do it. I don't know how anybody could do it on their own without the encouragement, without the help. I mean, there's no way. And I thought I was a pretty mentally tough dude, and it just, nah. I mean, this is a business that you just don't see coming. You just don't.
Well, Len, my man, I appreciate you doing the video, sharing your story. Hopefully another year from now, I'll meet you maybe in the Maldives or something on a family trip. Record a video out there when you're trading 10, 20, 30 contracts at a time. And I look forward to keep following up with you, my man.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, Marcello.